as well get paid. Okay? A lot of people speculate what's going on in his career, man. I think it's a fight that could have happened. Some people still want to see it happen. They want to put the big names together and just let it run one. The whole Pacquiao Floyd thing, it happened 5 years after it should have happened, but it still was a fight and people still enjoyed it. So we don't know, man. There's a lot of people from my generation that are walking out. The biggest thing that Keith Thurman did that people didn't think I would do is look good. Because Danny didn't look good. Spence didn't look good his last fight. Sean's only looking good commentating right now. He's done. He's done.
Don't say
only.
Says,
I'm happy.
Don't say
I'm
only.
done. I did enough.
Don't say only.
Huh?
I said don't say only.
Good. You look good in a suit and tie, baby. You look. I saw you training somebody too. You look good as a coach.
Yeah,
you was mentoring somebody. You look good as a coach. I saw you giving some young blood giving you respect.
I am.
I'm training. Putting in some workhouse with them in the gym.
I'm training somebody right now.
So you and your mentorship. And your commentating. You got your podcast on.
Yeah.
Only Crawford, Thurman, Deontay Wilder ain't been looking good. There's not a lot of people from this generation looking good, man. Right.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So you just heard former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman as he's calling out former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. Keith Thurman is 31 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 23 wins by way of knockout, 36 years of age, 5'9", with a 69-inch arm reach. This is a fight that has been in the making since 2017. Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. is 28 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout, and he's 35 years of age, right? 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. And he's saying this is a fight that people want to see, the last fight of our era, as they are the last 2 fighters of their generation that people want to see outside of Terrence Crawford. And he's saying that this is a fight that can and should happen. They just got to pay us. Now, he's linked to obviously a showdown with former WBO junior middleweight world champion, Australian superstar boxer Tim Tszyu, the son of a legend, in Costa Tszyu, right? So he's saying, why not? And I'm saying the same thing. Why not? I'm saying the same exact thing. Why not? Make it happen, right? Errol Spence has been linked to fights with Sebastian Fundora. That didn't plan out. Linked to a fight with Errol Lara. Obviously, that didn't plan out. Jamel Charlo and Errol Lara reportedly coming back on Gervonta Tank Davis card June 21st in Las Vegas at T-Mobile. And Errol Spence ain't on that card. The last time we seen Errol Spence in the ring was when he took the first loss of his career, when he lost to Terrence Bud Crawford. That was July of 2023, right? He has been linked to many fights, many comeback dates. He even stated that, it's almost time for the big fish to make his comeback. Well, Big Fish needs to make this comeback, right? I would love to see this fight. This is the perfect fight for Errol Spence. Keith Thurman. It's a big fight. Like Keith Thurman, I didn't agree for so long because Keith Thurman played games, right? We know that. We know that to be the truth. But the facts remains is Keith Thurman is still one of the best of his era. Errol Spence's era, that is. And he fought everybody. Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Terrence Crawford, you name them, Danny Garcia. They all fought each other outside of the fight that we wanted to see before Terrence Crawford even moved to 147, which was Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence unification. If you don't know, Keith Thurman unified the belts against Danny Garcia in March of 2017. Errol Spence became the world champion for the first time in his career in May of 2017 when he went to the UK and beat Kell Brook for the belt, right? That's when Errol Spence became a world champion. So 2 months apart from each other. And Errol Spence was calling for a unification against Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman played a lot of games. Actually, Keith Thurman didn't come back until 2 years later, after he beat Danny Garcia, right? When he came back January of 2019, right? Nearly 2 years later, and fought Josito Lopez. Then he fought Manny Pacquiao, and he lost to Manny Pacquiao, right? And then Keith Thurman didn't come back for another 2 years, and he fought against Mario Barrios. He beat Mario Barrios. Then he was out the ring for another 3 years in 2020, right? So this is what Keith Thurman does. But right now, this is it. It's the end of an era. And Keith Thurman at 154, Errol Spence moving to 154. It's a big money fight. It's a lucrative fight. It's a marquee fight for Errol Spence. Keith Thurman is more of a marquee name for Errol Spence than Erislandy Lara. The only reason it makes the Sebastian Fundora fight interesting is because, let's be real, Sebastian Fundora is a bit of a sideshow, right? He's 6'6", 80 plus inch arm reach, fighting at 154 pounds, and he's the unified champion. So that's what makes that so interesting. But Keith Thurman is a bigger name. It's a bigger marquee fight. It makes the most sense. Keith Thurman hasn't been the most active guy. It makes the most sense for Errol Spence coming back to fight Keith Thurman. That makes a lot of sense. And they can make a lot of money, right? And Keith Thurman will do it in Texas. So you could put that fight on in Dallas. You could actually put that fight on in Dallas, Texas at AT&T Stadium. And Keith Thurman will be interested in that, right? Because Keith Thurman believes in himself. Keith Thurman believes he'll shock the world. He liked to do it in front of Errol Spence's own fans. They got history, right? Errol Spence been chasing him for years. They got history. It makes sense. Make it happen. So let's see how it unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.